You know, one of the things that I'm liking about this blogging thing is I'm sensing that it doesn't have to be this little schlick and slick kind of thing, and you know, it's kind of like got this camera in front of me and I'm speaking, and some people wanted me to give some additional insight into something that I dropped a few weeks ago about spiritual incest. Now, in and of itself, just that word and that description makes people go and freak out. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to give you a whole explanation of it right now, because I'm not. But you know what? I think there is a lot of, I mean, incest, it doesn't have good connotations to it at all. And guess what? I don't think it has good connotations spiritually too, because it's kind of like people enjoy getting together and being in their holy huddle, and it's kind of like people go to church and then they go to their class with the same people that they went to church with, and then they go out to dinner with the same people that they went to their class with, they went to their church with, and they become so insulated. And you know what it is? It's just spiritual incest, and it isn't pretty, and it's ugly, and it becomes ingrown. And God said that we should always have as our focus people who are far away from God. We should be reaching out to people who are isolated, and we shouldn't become isolated. So rather than freaking out at that terminology, spiritual incest, just ask yourself the question, is it going on? I think it is. And it's sick. It's flat out sick. What do you think? I'm open to your feedback. And let's continue to explore this a little bit. Hey, it's me again, and I just had this like little epiphany and this little thought, and like I'm adding to that last thing that I talked about, spiritual incest. Like, don't get me wrong, there needs to be time to come together for fellowship. And by the way, fellowship can only happen with people who have a kindred spirit, have a like mind, a like heart with Christ. That's the very word of koinonia. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't be together with other people where we're sharpened, but like someone told me, it's this, and I agree, it's the focus. It's when we lose focus of why we're getting together. Yes, Bible studies. We call them life groups at the river rather than small groups, because we do life together. We should be in life groups. We should be in growth groups. We should be growing. But the purpose of that is to always be bringing people in. I had an experience not too long ago where I was able to be part of a memorial service, and it was a tragedy because a police officer was shot, and they asked me to be part of a memorial service. And when I got home from that, my wife said, well, how did it go? And I said, I would rather do one of those than go to 15 Christian concerts. Why is that? Because there were people there who knew the Lord, didn't know the Lord, didn't want anything to do with God. Probably a whole lot of people that the only time they think of Jesus Christ is when they take His name in vain. And guess what? That's the way Jesus worked. He didn't go to the people who were well and had their crud together. He went to the people who needed the doctor, needed hope, and needed assistance. And that's what I'm talking about when I say if we get so inclusive that we're not reaching out, we've lost our focus, then there's a problem.